if you have democracy, it will, there can be several forms of democracy, but versus absolutism. If you have democracy, you will have better chance that good decisions are made, because several the advantage and disadvantage of every decision will be better known. So the fifth miracle which created the West is this idea that liberty can create more sophisticated orders under certain conditions, and not chaos. And so I will stop in a few minutes, but I think really this has created the West, and this have given the West an extraordinary advance on other civilizations, because we developed science and democracy and economy, and we became richer, and we became more many with demographic growth. And this made possible for the West to conquer the world, to colonize the world. So that is, in a certain sense, it is the bad aspect, because this colonization. But this colonization, despite all which can be said today about that, is not due to the fact that the Westerners are wicked or more cruel than other civilizations, because every civilization is cruel and wicked in a certain way. Just have a look to Gengis Khan or to Tamerlan. Tamerlan, you say, the great conquerors. Every society, if it is powerful, will extend. So the Western colonization is not specific. Which is specific is that this civilization had means, had much better means than any other before. And so I conclude. This is really which is. But there exists a Western culture built, as I try to explain. This culture is not the culture of one people. So you cannot make any reproach of essentialism. You can say that just say the Westerners are the best, so they do the best things, which would be ridiculous. And this can be proved because this culture was built step by step by different peoples. The Greek, the Roman, the Semitic people, and then the Germans, the Celts, because because culture is not a biological thing. Culture there are extrasomatic structures. So as these cultures were good for living in the world, they were adopted by people who, by the way, abandoned their own culture. For instance, the Gauls. You know, I am French, so in our school it is said that our ancestors were Gauls, but Gauls we know nothing about the Gaul culture. We know nothing about the Gaul. So you say Gaul for an adjective, the Gallic. Yes, we know nothing about the Gallic language, because the Gauls themselves abandoned their own language because they found better to be Roman. It was a choice. Just one more reflection. Once this culture is appeared, it has changed completely the life of all mankind. And I make a comparison. If you consider the history of man, generally speaking, there is not many important events. from the apparition of our species, Homo sapiens sapiens, 150,000 years, there is one event. There are two events, two important events. The first one is the invention of agriculture and élevage. Comment on dit élevage?
Animal husbandry. Animal husbandry.
Husbandry, yes. Okay. and immediately after, the fact to settle in permanent places instead of being nomads, and to create towns and soon states and writing. And this is an extraordinary evolutionary leap of mankind, because before that, at the Paleolithic times, the human population was about 5 million in the world during hundreds of thousand years, 5 million. And because of this cultural invention of agriculture, mankind was multiplied by 50. Because at the time of Christ, 10,000 years after the beginning of agriculture, there were 250 million inhabitants, 50 times more. So that's a very important change. And this change was made in one place by one people, Mesopotamians. And even China and Japan and so on did not invent agriculture. They received it from the Middle East. So one human group made an invention which was very useful for all mankind. And I do think that the second evolutionary leap was made because of the West. Because during 250 years, mankind passed from 600 million inhabitants, or 650 million inhabitants in 18th century, to 6 billion today. So within only 2 centuries and a half, 5 billion more men were able to live on planet. Although Earth has not changed, and human brain has not changed. So the only change came from the development of the economy of market economies and science made by the West. So if you say the Western culture is very bad, very colonialist and imperialist and wicked and cruel, and we must give back the poor people we conquered their independence, and they must also retake their cultural independence, it's okay, but you have only to kill 9 out of 10 of these men. Because today, in the whole world, most people living today on the earth are living because of this change made by the by the West, in fact. So I don't know if I'm clear. If you take Africa, for instance, if you read tales of des voyageurs, the travelers in Africa in the beginning of the 19th century, like René Caillé, who was the first European who go to Tombouctou. He could see that these people, their main problem was to find something to eat, to eat. So with their culture, they could have only certain millions, a certain number of people. And today, there are 10 times more many. And it is because Africa went into the worldly division of labor.